Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian, and welcome to Back to the Futures. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 to 2. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. Well, trading futures to me is one of the greatest assets to trade. I've been teaching so many people around the world, people who have been trading futures, teaching them my methodologies, teaching them how to use my software, people who are beginners. I love it. It's just amazing time. A lot of people who are trading options are learning how to trade futures, trading stocks, options, and want to learn how to trade futures. But futures gives you the best leverage. And for me, it's the greatest asset. I'm so happy to do this show every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 to 2. Very, very grateful. So today, the title is being able to pick out the buy divergences on the bigger time frames. And so today, at one point, we had a really great short above the 57, 68, 69. They got as high as 70. And then, okay, you know what? Sometimes luck is to be had, right? The news that Biden and was talking about maybe potentially telling Israel to hit the oil wells in Iran. Boom, market dropped. Oil shot up. Gold shot up. And the S&Ps dropped about 25 handles in about, literally 3.5 minutes. But the theme for today, we caught 2 or 3 phenomenal. I just caught one just now. Great longs on the market. First of all, we had a really great short around the 1205 off the 15-minute time frames. I'll show that to you off the underlying ETFs. But we had really great buy divergences on the underlying continuous contracts now, right? On the 15 and the 30-minute time frame, I'm going to show it to you right now. What's really important, okay, is to understand that when you're trading the markets, to be able to pick out the buy and sell divergences. When I look at the S&P futures, I look at the 3-minute, the 5-minute, the 15, the 30, and the hourly. And I also use the 5, 15, 30, and hourly on the underlying ETF. But let me just show you what I saw today. And again, there was a pattern like this yesterday that pushed them up about 50 handles on the S&P. But let me just show you this pattern here. So this morning, here's the short, right? And then we got this big news from the Biden administration, and we got this low right here. Now, when you see this low right here, I'm going to draw my horizontal line. You can see that we were deeply oversold and that we were able to make a new low, but the MACD on the 30-minute time frame on the S&P futures did not confirm. It was an absolute Picasso. And so when you see something like that, you say to yourself, wow, back up the truck, Gus, right? And then what happened? They ripped them up about 20 handles off that level, right? Maybe 25. And then here's the short on the 15, which I'll show you on the underlying ETF. And then we just made new lows again. And I said, look to buy them, right? 21.5 to 27.5, 22.5, 28.5 range. I think the low on the S&Ps were probably around the 26.5 level. And look, they just ran 16 points. If you can master the art of these buy and sell divergences, you've mastered the art of trading. It is really, really something to be said. Again, understanding divergences, using the bigger time frames, using the multiple indicators is very, very important. Okay. Now, I would never been able to see this if I didn't have my charts up, because I have the underlying ETFs here, and then I have the continuous contracts on the bigger time frames right here. And I'm looking at it, and the NASDAQ futures made a new low. And NASDAQ futures just ripped about, right now about 90 handles. S&Ps just ripped about, 16, 17 just now. So again, it's all relative to understanding how you're trading the markets, right? And normally my trades last anywhere from 1 to 8 bars, right? So they last anywhere from 1 to 8 bars, and whether you're trading a 3-minute or a 5-minute. If it's a 3-minute bar, you're looking from 1 minute to 24 minutes. If it's a 5-minute, anywhere from 1 minute to 40 minutes, right? But sometimes these moves here on this last push down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, and the S&Ps ran 15, 16, 17 handles. So a really great pattern there. And again, what's really important with this is to understand, to see these patterns. So basically, I already know in the back of my head that the 30-minute MACDs are positive, the 15-minute MACDs are negative, but they're not making new lows. I said to myself, okay, on this new low, I just looked over, boom, I see the MACDs are non-confirming. I'd buy them and look at the bounce we just got. So again, learning divergences, if I've always said, if you can master the art of divergences, you've mastered the art of trading, okay? It's very important to understand this. It's very important to really feel the need to learn technical analysis using multiple time frames, using multiple indicators. And that's what I came up with I came up with the ability to use combination methodologies. And if you can use combination methodologies, you have really mastered the art of trading, okay? Whether you're using multiple time frames and the different indicators. Now, people say to me all the time, Steve, indicators lag. You're right. Price leads, indicators lag, but indicators will do what? Set up the pattern. Indicators will set up the pattern, right? If I didn't have my indicators the way they would, if I didn't have that MACD or all my other instruments here, I would never really have known that when the S&Ps were making new lows, that MACD did not confirm the low. And that's a clear classic of a buy divergence. Remember, I have 5 conditions: a trend, a buy reversal, a sell reversal, a correlation, and disconnect. Of the 5 conditions, each condition has a strategy, a buy and a sell divergence, okay? So what's important, okay, to understand is to be consistent in trading futures. If you're beginning, you want to learn you want to learn on a simulator, then you go to micros, and then from micros you go to the big contracts when you're ready. Micros at Tradier futures, I believe they're $50 on margin. So if you did 3 or 4 or 5, let's say you did 5 micros, it's $250 margin. And if you made, let's say you made 5 handles on 5 micros, it's $5. It's $25. You made $125 less fees. Okay. So again, a lot of people are trading the markets in a way that gives them the ability to go from paper trading to micros and then to the big ones. Now, one of the things I will tell you, right, is learning my strategies, learning my terminologies. If anybody wants to contact me and talk to me, 914-500-7484. But what's key, okay, what's key is to be able to understand the strategies, the terminologies, learning the charts, and more so learning how to scale in and scale out of a position. That is important, to learn how to scale in and scale out of a position. Okay. Now, when you're making when you're trading, you want to be able to put yourself in the best opportunity that you can have, right? You want to wait for the right pattern. So basically, my research has shown me, if you're trading the market, you get anywhere between on the S&P futures, anywhere from 8 to 12, maybe 10 to 14 phenomenal grade trades a day. If you want the real solid ones, anywhere probably from 4 to 6 a day is probably. There's a lot of scalp trades, like just now you could have scalped 44s, bought them back at 39 and a halves. And again, that is key here, because what you want to do, you want to be able to be in a situation that gives you the ability, right, to trade the market, to be able to give you the best opportunities and to be able to see things and do things in a way that you're going to be consistent each and every day. That is the key to trading. When you're trading the markets, you want to be able to be in a situation to wait for the opportunities. Okay, like right now, that would have been a good short on the S&Ps. On the 5-minute time frame, they just dropped 7 based upon a strategy I have. And so again, now we have the 30-minute time frame reversed on the spiders, the fifth correlating with the 15-minute and correlating with the 60-minute. So all 3 time frames are in sell mode. And now what I'm looking to do is to be able to look for any bounce on the 15-minute time frame and look to get short. When I say a bounce, I'm looking for indicator 3, my indicator 3, to get somewhat overbought right here. Let's see, that's a 30. Here's a 15, and this is the 15-minute time frame when I got overbought. Okay, my algorithms were negative, and the S&Ps were trading roughly around the 61, 62 lane range. And then right here was the short that, as I was coming on right here, well, actually, it's right here, the short. S&Ps got up to the 44 and a half, 44 and three quarter mark, and that's the short right there. Well, again, what's important is to realize that when you have a mentor like myself in my live stream, I'm teaching you, I'm guiding you, I'm giving you the explanations, I'm teaching you the patterns, and more so, what you want to do is to be able to recognize the ability to be consistent, right? You want to be able to see that pattern. So here, for example, if I called a short here on the S&P futures, let me just get this here. That's the 30-minute. Here it's 35. So the S&Ps right here, we're trading 44, and now they dropped 10 handles. So let's say you did one micro, you just made $50. You did 5 micros, well, right? You made 500, right? And look at them drop here. Beautiful short. And the QQQs, okay, reverse to sell here as well. The QQQs, the 15 reversing. So when the 15-minute time frame on the QQQs reversed just now, the NASDAQ futures set up the great short, okay? And that set up correlated with the 30-minute time frame, correlated with the 60-minute, and then we got the drop. So what we're looking at here is the understanding that when you're trading the market, you need to look at the underlying ETFs, okay? And I'll show this to you right here. If I type in the QQQs, you can see, and I use this a lot, the 15-minute time frame reversed right here on indicator 4 on the 15. Right here was the bounce on the 5-minute, and it correlated with the 60-minute time frame. So that short right there was a great short. Same thing with the spiders. The 30-minute time frame reversed to sell, correlating with the 15 and the 30. So that push up to 44 on the S&Ps was a really, really great short. Okay, so again, using multiple time frames, okay, using multiple time frames, and then understanding that when you trade the market, okay, you want to be able to have, you want to go with the tide, not against the tide, okay, and that is important to have. You want to be able to swim with the tide, not against the tide. So we've seen the markets now. We're going into the seasonality here, September, October period, right? Where the markets the markets to me are acting fairly well compared to where I've seen some Octobers, right? But again, the difference this year is what? The election, right? The election, I think, is going to have a significant effect come November 5th on the markets. If one candidate wins, it's going to affect the markets and industries, okay? If another candidate wins, well, I think it's going to have another inverse compared to the other one winning, and it's going to be, it's going to play out, and different industries are going to be affected, and the indexes, I think, will be affected one way and or the other by either candidate, okay? But does anybody have any questions, first of all? I'm so happy to be here every Tuesday and Thursday, just teaching and explaining and just going over things and really understanding. And I've got so many people reaching out to me from around the world that really want to learn how to trade futures. And to me, it's no greater gift at this stage of my life than for me to give back, to be able to give you the understanding of the markets and to be able to really recognize the true importance of how to trade futures. To be able to hit singles every single day. We just lost Pete Rose 2 days ago. I emulated the game of baseball. I love the game of baseball as Pete Rose and Roberto Clemente. Also Rod Carew. Those three were my favorite in the world because I batted third. I was always on base. I always hit singles and doubles. And I took the game of baseball into the art of trading. So that was really important for me to be able to recognize the ability to trade the market but also take the baseball psychology. You got to be consistent. You want to be able to be on base. You want to be able to have good high percentages, on base percentages, right? You want to be able to have good good track record. People say it all the time. I want to be right 51% of the time. I'm not happy with 51% of the time. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not happy with 51% of the time. Hell no. That's not what I'm in this game for. No way, no how. You want to try to be 75, 80, 90%. Now, you may think that's crazy, but not with the people I'm working with every single day. I'm very firm. I'm very disciplined. I wait patiently. One of my 5 keywords is patience, consistency, discipline, confidence, patience, and passion, right? You got to have patience. You got to be able to know the patterns. You got to be able to understand what you're looking at and how you're looking at things. But more importantly, what you want to do is trade the market, wait for the right patterns, identify the strategies, okay? And what I do in my live room each and every day, people are learning, people are getting it, and there's no greater gift in this stage of my life, because my legacy depends on your success. My legacy depends on your success, okay? Now, with that being said, does anybody have any questions? I'm really excited to be here every Tuesday and Thursday. Again, Tradier Futures gives you a significant opportunity here with low margin, a great front-end platform, great customer support. And, now you have someone like me that could teach you. I have technology. You have a mentor, right? You have someone that's been in the game for over 41 years, okay? Traded everything, futures, index futures, commodities futures, financial futures, Forex, options, stocks, ETFs. I've done it all, and I'm so blessed. I don't have zero regrets. I wake up each and every morning, and I just say, thank God, right? I'm just blessed to be in this industry. I'll be 62 in February, so I started as a young pup, 41 years to be in an industry and to love it every single day. It's such a joy that I have. And now it's my time to give back and to teach all of you so you can understand. And when I'm teaching you, I've taught some of the best hedge fund managers in the world. And that is the truth, right? For me, there is no greater joy than to be able to have somebody say, I got it. Today, somebody made a total of 12 handles on the S&P, 12 points. A lot of money to that person. We probably had others made a lot more during my live stream. I had a gentleman from Colombia today join in his first trade. He made $110 like that. And again, it's about compounding your returns. And hopefully his goal is to make between $200 and $500 a day. And you know what? And it's doable. It's doable. Just wait for the right patterns, learn, listen, keep asking questions. One thing I tell people all the time, I'm not a mind reader. I'm not. I got to know what you're struggling with. What is happening here? Tell me what's going on. Give me some guidance. Give me some understanding. I'm just looking at the market here. Give me some understanding. So what I'm looking to do now, okay, now what I'm looking for is to see if we're going to get some type of a bounce here off these 15. Since the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell on the Qs, see if we get one more push up here. So now we're going to just wait here patiently. All right, let's just see what's going to happen. All right. Well, you idiot. All right. Coinbase dropped nicely. Okay. All right. What else? All right. Does anybody have any questions? We have about 80 to 100 people on. I like to grow this community. It really is important for me. Gold right now, I'd be looking to buy this gold here on this pullback, setting up nicely on the 15. Gold, I'd be a buyer between the 74 and 76. So I gave like a $2 range, so I would scale into that position on gold. Looking for one more push up here on gold futures. Beautiful pattern here setting up. What else? S&Ps, of course, with the holiday season here, Rosh Hashanah, it's going to be very, very quiet here. Very, very quiet. Let's just see here. I'm just looking at this. 129.50 at 78.5 plus 120 plus 3. Okay. Does anybody have any questions at all? All right. No questions. Okay. Right now we're going to be waiting just to see if the 15-minute time frames can get a bounce here. Then I'll be looking for shorts. Okay. You got the negative MACDs on the 15. You got the SDSs and the SQQQs are in buy mode. So right now, I think the highs are in for the day, the 55.70 level. Gold pulling in. Gold, I would sell any longs here, 76.5, 76.30 to 77.30, 78 range. So again, 76.30, probably to 77.5. I'm expecting one more push up here on the market. And you know, for me, I think the most important thing is, you know, really understanding how to trade the futures markets. Wait for your patterns. If you're a seasoned person, obviously you're trading the big ones. If you're new, you start with paper trading on the simulator. You got to get used to putting those orders in on that ladder system, right? And learning that, you know, how to put the orders in. Remember, market orders versus sell limit orders, right? Sell stop limits. Big night and day difference. I would never use a sell limit, okay, or a buy limit. Never. If you want to get stopped out, you sell market stop. Buy stop if you think you're short and you want to cover and it's wrong, buy stop. Or if you want to think a certain level is going to get broken, you want to buy it on the way going through. So again, that's just my way of looking at the market. To be able to look at the market in such a way that you want to have the best tools in front of you. Tradier front end platform is phenomenal. A great ladder system, the ability. There goes gold, right back up. Gold just rallied $1.50. There you go. Right, you did one contract. If you bought 76s, you just sold 77. Just made $100 in less than 4 minutes. Right. That's what we do here each and every day. I knew the pattern off the 5. Now the pattern is going to set up on the 15-minute time frame. What's really, like I say, you know, if you take a step back and ask the questions and have the ability and want to learn, I will teach you, right? And a lot of people say to me, you know, I'm scared about trading futures, you know, I'm just really scared. I'm like, okay, let's just take the futures out of the equation. Let's just say we're going to trade water, right? We're going to trade water. And then is that going to make a difference? And it should not make a difference, right? If you're trading options or if you're trading stocks or trading an ETF or Forex, it doesn't make a difference. Futures markets, in my opinion, are great. The first 60,000, I believe, are taxed at 15%. Long term, anything over $60,001 and up, it's taxed at regular capital gains. So again, there's a lot of tax advantages in trading futures. Plus, what's the number one thing? You got your leverage. You got your leverage, right? You don't have to worry about the PDT rule. You got low. Tradiers got great. I believe it's $50 for micros, $500 for the big ones on the S&P. And you know what? That means a lot. You don't have to worry about the PDT rule. You don't have to worry about having $25,000 or more in your account and then getting 4-to-1 intraday. And if you trade a double leverage like an NVDL or, you know, a TZA or a TNA and they require a cash account, right? So you have $25,000 in your account. You can barely get, how many shares can you do on NVDL? Do the math. $5,900 divided into 25,000. Maybe you get 400 shares, right? But if you trade it NVIDIA, it's 4-to-1. You know, now it's $123 per se. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain to all of you is futures, to me, especially if you're a beginner, is a phenomenal way to learn to trade the markets. Okay, I think it's a phenomenal way to trade the markets. So does anybody have any questions here at all? Nobody has any questions here? Again, if anybody wants to contact me, my number is 500-7484. Now, it's important to realize and understand that ask questions, because asking questions is key and vital to learning. Again, like I say all the time, I am not a mind reader. I am not a mind reader, okay? Whether you're trading gold, whether you're trading S&Ps, NASDAQ futures, Russell, 30-year bonds, Dow futures, or gold, you really, during the U.S. session, need to look at the underlying ETFs. And that's what my research has shown me, to look at the underlying ETFs. And it is important and imperative to learn these strategies. These strategies repeat themselves each and every day. You want to be on the right side of the market. And, you know, if you can make yourself and hit your goal, you set goals for yourself, $50 a day, then 100, then 150, then 200. You wait for the right patterns. You size them up. I teach you the right patterns. It's my job to guide you each and every day, the days I'm here, and during my live stream from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. It is important to learn the ability to being consistent, right? If you're consistent, you will have mastered the universe. And there's nothing greater each and every day than when you walk out and you walk away, you took money from the market. It's like going to a casino and knowing every time you go to a casino, you're walking out with money in your pocket. How many people can say they do that, right? That's why consistency is my number one word. You want to be able to hit your goals for the day, then you practice. And you keep practicing and practicing and practicing to the point where you're now in the situation of keep growing your account. Okay, doesn't mean you're gambling. You still wait patiently from the strategies and the conditions I'm teaching, and learn from me, because I believe in my heart it's my job here to help change your life. And again, my legacy depends on your success. Okay, I'm not going to be here next Tuesday. I'll be traveling, so we'll have a rerun. I'll see you the following Thursday. But again, have a great weekend, everybody. Anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me. My number is 914-500-7484. Remember, when you're trading futures, it is important to look at the underlying ETFs, okay? The spiders with the S&P, the QQQs with the NASDAQ futures, the diamonds with the YM, the Russell with the RTYs, the 30-year bonds, the TLTs, the gold futures, the GLDs, and the silver futures, the SLVs, okay? Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless. I'll see you next Thursday at 1:30. Have a great weekend. Be well, everybody.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.